Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had an amazing week so far. Today we're going to be diving into Vechain, a coin that has got many out there very frustrated as they are watching other altcoins pump and wondering why perhaps Vechain isn't following suit. I'm here to tell you to hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. Things look very healthy, very good for Vechain. Essentially, we are rinse and repeating how we've set up for previous waves that have led to impulsive moves, and I do believe there is a big move coming for Vechain. I'm going to show you that in this video. We're going to be taking a look at structure that is playing out currently and why I believe this is going to lead to an impulsive move to the upside. You guys know that I believe we have targets for $1 to $1.50 for Vechain, and I do see us getting to at least that $1 mark. We're going to talk about it all in this video. We are going to take a look at Bitcoin, of course. We're going to be telling you what's going on. Bitcoin is doing fantastic, and one common trait with how we recover from a pullback as a market, as the cryptocurrency market, is that Bitcoin typically leads the way. Your larger altcoins follow, and then things like Vechain really lag behind. Vechain is a laggard. We've shown you that on plenty of occasions where we've shown you that Vechain typically will make new all-time highs after the rest of the market and play a kind of catch-up game. That is what we're expecting to come, ladies and gentlemen. We're also going to talk about some new partnerships that Vechain has embarked on, and we will briefly be mentioning Vechain, the VTHO element of Vechain. Vechain's kind of like a mullet. Party in the back, business at the front. So the business end is obviously Vechain and VTHO. You've got your NFTs starting to be made on there. They're looking at doing smart contracts, etc., etc. So we're going to cover that all in this video. So the overall market is doing quite well. We're climbing up nicely. This, of course, is following Bitcoin. And essentially, you guys know that watch me daily. This is what we set out for Bitcoin. We said you're going to do a similar thing to what you did over here. That has indeed come to fruition just over here. You've now made your a kind of new high in this trend. So Bitcoin actually looks really good. You did have a falling wedge down here. Since then, you have indeed reversed the trend, and you can see here this is your low, high, low, high. This was a little bit testing, but now you have made that higher high to kind of confirm things and confirm that this bull run is back on track, ladies and gentlemen. What we have previously just gone through here and here is a pullback. Bitcoin, of course, is taking a rest in a very similar manner to what it did over here. Once you take out this kind of key level of resistance, very common that you'll take a break. Can you see this? You kind of came up and then you came back, you pulled back. Bitcoin's just doing the same thing today, ladies and gentlemen. So we're exceptionally excited. The lines that we have on is your, and I'll quickly invert the charts to show you this, your head and shoulder pattern that we believe is at play for Bitcoin. Can you see this? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And this has a target around about $77,000. What do you think altcoins are going to do? They're not going to stay still and stagnant. They are going to follow suit, but Bitcoin is leading the charge at the moment. You can see that with the Bitcoin dominance chart and a number of other things. In regards to Vechain, you are following your Elliott wave theory pretty accurately, ladies and gents. This is what we have at play for Vechain, and I believe you're in your fifth and potentially final wave. This was your one wave, this was your two wave, this was your three wave, this was your fourth wave, and you're now on your fifth wave, and you have indeed embarked on that. I do think you are going to see new all-time highs in a short period of time. You're essentially really just following structure, and I'll show you this. Can you see this one wave and how you set out? You came down. Your first leg within that one wave did not take you past your all-time high. So this was your first leg here with your ABC correction. This was your previous sort of high that you were yet to beat, but this comes within the second leg. So can you see this third leg, how it's set up? Your first wave here, you don't come past your local high, but in your second leg you do indeed do that, and that's what we're expecting for Vechain. Just to remind you, your all-time highs were around about that $28 mark. Let's just get that a little bit more accurate. Certainly on this chart it's around about that $27 mark, so that's a substantial gain from where we are now. I do absolutely believe that's coming. Can you see this? This is your local high. You've made your first impulsion. Your next one, I believe, will take you to your all-time highs. That's what we're expecting for Vechain before we see any sort of a pullback, and it's just rinse and repeat for Vechain, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you the bar pattern quickly before we dive into a more of an immediate time frame to talk about where we are in more of an immediate sense, and really just highlight again that everything is absolutely fine. We haven't sold a single Vechain, and that's ultimately because These markets are really rinse and repeat. Elliott wave theory is absolutely present. Structure does indeed repeat. Can you see this? This is essentially what you've got taking place for Vechain, just in a different manner, ladies and gents. Can you see this? With this wave over here, you come down, you recover, you kind of break this falling wedge in a similar way to what we did here. You come up, you pull back. We'll remove this now, ladies and gents. So you make this first impulsion, you come back. First impulsion, you come back before setting up for continuation. And that is where we are. Things look absolutely fine. We are going to fly through this video, guys, because we've got lots on today. Your RSI also is a real confirming factor. Not your stock RSI, your actual RSI. If we flip it to a weekly very quickly, can you see these waves? 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave. We're expecting it to get higher, and you've only really just started that first little embarking on that. So things are looking good to me. This is what we have in play. In the more immediate time frame, we're painting a very similar picture. This is your bar pattern. Can you see this? Absolutely at play, ladies and gentlemen. This structure is exceptionally similar. It's following suit, and ultimately, you know, you are making your recovery. Can you see this? How this sell-off very much mimics the one that we're currently in. Go down, you come up, and you kind of trend downwards. Go down, you come up, and then you trend downwards before you get that break. And this is really what I want to focus on, is the break. So can you see how you've got this kind of almost cup and handle structure that forms? You're there today, ladies and gentlemen. We know what came after that. You will consolidate here for a while before you then go on to put in a new high. You'll fail to make a new low, which potentially is here, before you then put in a new high. So this is what we're expecting. I know this TA is rather messy just because I'm kind of skimming through it, trying to keep it very simple. Like I say, Bitcoin is just having a bit of a pullback. This is providing Bitcoin doesn't have any kind of a severe pullback, which we're absolutely not expecting, and just kind of consolidates, fails to make any kind of a new low before setting up for continuation. Altcoins will flourish in this time period. In regards to the new partnerships that Vechain has currently undertook, Vechain partners with the Anhui Tea Industry Association to accelerate development across Anhui, an area grossing $7.1 billion in tea trade, $7.1 billion in tea trade. So a huge market cap in regards to trade. The project fits the government's aims to raise competitive, connecting Vechain to 670 entrepreneurs. And this is the actual post. Vechain partners with Anhui Tea Industry Association, located in Anhui, China, a province with a population of 62 million, an estimated gross value of $7.1 billion in tea trade. The partnership connects Vechain with 670 enterprises plus 175 business owners. So Vechain is killing it in regards to the partnership game. It doesn't really see, it's probably one of the most well-partnered cryptocurrencies and active in terms of real-world use case cryptocurrencies that I've ever came across. It is that good, and the price doesn't really reflect that. This is due to a number of things, like the fact that it isn't listed on many big exchanges such as Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, I believe. We'll just take a quick look. I mean, Vechain, I believe, should be in far higher up in terms of market cap. It's exceptionally undervalued. You can see that they aren't listed on a number of big exchanges. This is to come. There's no reason necessarily. I think it's Vechain more than these exchanges that are dragging their feet. They're not really that bothered. They're more focused on actually building Vechain up rather than kind of pumping the price, which is a huge green tick, if you ask me. This is another partnership. The China Animal and Food Safety Alliance is part of the government initiative to enhance animal welfare and improve food standards. Vechain joins as the sole public blockchain provider, offering technical support to more than 130 council members. And this, of course, is... we are proud to announce that Vechain has joined the China Animal, etc., etc. This is the article that we're not going to dive into today. VETHO are doing some pretty impressive things. We do have a video coming up on VETHO. Like I say, VeChain's like a mullet. Party in the back, business up front. And that's essentially, you know, your business is your VeChain, your party is your VETHO. We are staking our VeChain for VETHO at the moment. I can do a video on how that's possible. But this is really what we're expecting, ladies and gentlemen. Things are looking A-okay to me. You're just following suit. Can you see this pullback? And where we are today. Absolutely following suit, ladies and gentlemen. Just looks slightly different. Can you see this? This pullback's obviously in a little bit of a different kind of succession. But the schematics are there, ladies and gents. So that's really what we're expecting. I don't think if you're a VeChain holder, you've got anything to worry about. We still hold all of our VeChain. We've got it staked. Bitcoin, of course, is experiencing a little bit of a pullback in much the same way that it did over here. But ultimately, we are setting up for more continuation. We've got upside targets for cup and handles, head and shoulders. We've got macro indicators, all pointing bullish, signals, etc, etc. So we're expecting a big 3 months to come. We think VeChain's going to do a lot in a little amount of time. That is really all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to love and leave you on that note. If you enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.